Now, the latest on the protest in Sabarimala against the entry of women at the famous shrine. The Kerala government has banned the gathering of more than 5 people at the base camps, the 4 base camps from where devotees head to the hilltop shrine. Now, a 12-hour statewide shutdown has been called today by a group that calls itself the Sabarimala Protection Committee. Many shops are shut and vehicles are off the roads as well. And today, we believe 2 journalists of the New York Times who managed to climb up the pathway to reach the famed Sabarimala temple this morning were forced to abort their trek and turn back following a massive protest by devotees who are trying to enforce the centuries-old ban on the entry of women of reproductive age inside the temple, which was scrapped by the Supreme Court last month. Yesterday as well, women were heckled, dragged and attacked. Reporters were also attacked for doing their jobs. Now, clashes erupted over women of menstrual age entering for the first time in the centuries-old shrine. The Supreme Court, remember, had paved the way for the entry of women of all ages to the Sabarimala temple in Kerala last month. But traditionalists have been blocking the way for reform. Trouble broke out as agitators who are opposing the decision of the Kerala government to implement the Supreme Court order continued to block vehicles and pilgrims and pelted stones as well. And these are, of course, live visuals we are getting this morning from the base camp, presumably, of the Sabarimala temple, where several women actually tried to enter, including women journalists, just yesterday as well as today, but were stopped, heckled, and even stones were thrown at them. We are reporting this morning that 2 NYT female journalists were also troubled, and they had to abort their journey to the Sabarimala shrine because of the fact that they were stopped by protesters. There has been heavy security at the Sabarimala shrine and the base camps as well, but that hasn't stopped protesters of different kinds from different political outfits and, of course, devotees and believers who feel that women between the ages of 10 and 50 should not be allowed inside the shrine, that menstruating women should not be allowed. They don't want to implement the Supreme Court order. They don't want the government of Kerala to implement the Supreme Court order as well. But the Kerala government has been categorical that they will not be filing a review petition against the Supreme Court order. That has angered several political outfits, including, of course, opposition parties like the Congress as well as the BJP. And right, as we were pointing out, the clashes also erupted yesterday, and today Section 144 has been implemented, and also a group of people, more than 5, will be sort of stopped from assembling at the base camps. There is tight security, but many were asking why the police and the security personnel yesterday were outnumbered by the several protesters who were there and who actually physically tried to stop these women as well as journalists, female journalists, from walking to the shrine, the Sabarimala hilltop shrine, from the base camps. And so yesterday was a big day of protest. Today, already we are picking up that 2 NYT reporters have been stopped, and their attempt to reach the Sabarimala temple was aborted because they were heckled and troubled by protesters as well. And political outfits as well as many devotees believe that the Supreme Court order must not be implemented. This is a matter of faith and only faith. And Twitter, of course, had completely erupted yesterday, where many people were asking just why female journalists were being sent by media houses to cover the Sabarimala temple story. And they, of course, responded by saying, we're not just journalists, but also women, and we need to have the same rights as others and to report the story. Nonetheless, of course, the government is hoping for a better, more peaceful day today. The security is tight, and of course, course, Section 144 has also been implemented in this area, which essentially means that more than 5 people cannot assemble at one time together. So there is some hope that the protests will go down.